Scene two, take two. Mark.
That's a hard question. Favorite iftar food? Well, my favorite iftar food has to be sambusa. But I do like it with beef. And I know the brown community does it with potatoes. And I have nothing against, obviously, any of the South Asian communities, but I personally do not like it with potatoes. Every time when I break it open and there are potatoes, I actually choose not to eat it. But it is beef. You know, even fish. Somalis do fish samosas, and I know people hate it, but I will take fish and beef over the potato samosas. That is just my truth. It's how I live. 8 or 20 rak'ahs. You know, the thing is that when you're praying 20 rak'ahs, you feel like you're doing more. And I feel like I'm offering more to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm like, yeah, I'm praying 20 rak'ahs as opposed to 8. And I'm trying to quantify my offering to Allah. But truthfully, if you're praying 8 and it's longer and like, you know, you're feeling the swelling in your feet, then that's probably more effective. It's all about the suffering, how much you're willing to suffer for the sake of God. But yeah, there's something like, you know, kind of exciting about just getting up over and over and over again. But the 8 rak'ahs is a little more meditative. And we love meditative. And it also depends on the reciter. Because truthfully, there are bad reciters. I am one of them. I am not a great reciter, but still, because, you know, in our faith, they told us to beautify our voice. And so I try to beautify my voice. But people think I'm singing it. But there's also a fine line between recitation and singing. And we're usually following melodic patterns from Saudiya. And that's based in Arab colonialism, but that's another conversation for another time. But yes, if the reciter is great, I will stand for a longer period of time. If not, if he's like a lesser reciter, we'll do 20 rak'ahs. You know what I mean? Get into like the motion more than the recitation. Exactly. Pray first or eat first. Yo. What happened? They didn't want me to get into Arab colonialism. They don't want me to do it. I obviously would like to pray first, but I don't want to pray and think about those samosas. So it's probably necessary that I eat first so that I can fully focus on the practice and the sujood and the tahiyyat without trying to rush to the food. So yeah, just a quick bite, you know, nothing too serious, and then get to the prayer. We'll do at home or we'll do at the masjid. You know, I think sometimes we'll do at the masjid can be a little chaotic. It's a lot of water flying everywhere. And then there's also people critiquing the amount of water that you're using. And they're referencing hadith about, you know, Muhammad ﷺ only using like, you know, droplets to make wudu. And so I think I rather will do at home. But then again, you could potentially lose wudu on your way to the masjid. It's all very complicated. You just have to be very impulsive with that decision. Thobe or kufi? You know, thobe, air circulation. You know the thing about the thobe now, if you're looking at like, you know, old Saint Laurent collections and Balenciaga collections, like it really feels like it's high fashion. The thobe is high fashion, you know. You know, in some parts of France, in Paris specifically, they don't let you enter some restaurants with a thobe. And then one time my friend and I were entering and I was wearing a thobe and I was like, you don't know, this is YSL 2003, and he let us in. This is a real question. This actually happened. Morning person or night owl? I am a songwriter, so I am a night owl. I know that the night was made for sleep in Islam, and so I am trying to change it. But as it currently stands, I am a night owl, and that's when I'm able to write, and that's when everything comes to me. Toronto or Los Angeles? I mean, Los Angeles is not giving us anything really. Imported palm trees, imported people. But Toronto is the hood, and it's a graveyard for me. So I am going to choose heaven. I'm going to choose paradise, and we're going to choose Jannat al-Firdaus. That is my destination of choice. Not that I want to go there right now, but hopefully eventually that is where I'm going to arrive. White Air Forces or black Air Forces? I really do not like the narrative around black Air Forces. And I think it needs to change because that was a seminal shoe for a long time. And I don't know what the internet did, but we've demonized it. And it's anti-black. It's anti-black. And I'm going to return to black Air Forces. I am wearing white Air Forces now, but that's because I'm wearing a white thobe. But when you see me with a black thobe, rest assured that I will be wearing black Air Forces with them. Favorite raptor? Come on, Van Vliet. You know what I mean? There's something about him, you know, he's the underdog, he's grinding, he plays like he's playing at YMCA. There's something about the way that he plays basketball that makes me feel like I play the exact same way. Because it's not very technical. He's a little bit loose, a little all over the place, and that's also how I live my life. Partially here, partially up in the air, and I think that's how he plays basketball, and I love that for him, and I love that for us as a city. Text, call, or voice note. I want to abolish the voice note. People are sending 4-minute voice notes, and I think that's criminal. And even with the double speed that we have on WhatsApp now, it's not enough. It is really not enough. And even if we had triple speed, I wouldn't be able to hear. And iMessage, you can't even forward the voice note. It's like you have to listen through. And if you get a call, you have to start it all over again. So abolish the voice note. Call, if you're gonna call, make an appointment, text first. Because calling impromptu is also a form of chaos that I don't subscribe to. So text first and then call, or maybe just text. Text is cool. I'm an over-texter, so maybe that's what I actually do. I'm practicing being minimal on text message, like, you know, just max 5 words, which is nearly impossible for me because I'm a writer. You know what I mean? I over-text. That's what I do. Yeah. Never triple text either. All right, that's everything.
Thank you. That's a wrap on Mustafa.
Thank you, guys.